whole
Sure.
project, the fact that you are in the thick and thin of it?
Well, thank you. The reality was that I was making films all over the world. I had two Academy Award nominations. I was having a good career, but I was very frustrated just by how much negative there was about men. All the bad things that men do. It was always negative, always about problems. All the news about problems. And I got to sort of following a doctor who did vasectomies. And when I would ask the men why they do the vasectomies, they always used the word love. They made that decision to sacrifice their fertility for something greater, which was the love of their family. And men, we don't talk enough about how men really love their family. We're often talking about what we're not doing. And it's true that we're not doing enough, most of us. But here was a chance to celebrate the men who choose, when their family is complete, not so much to make more babies, but to take care of the children they already have. And to take the burden off of women who often are suffering from too many pregnancies or from chemicals, from the types of choices that they have to make.
All right.
So we decided to create a single day that would, all over the world, we have this event. But here in Uganda, as in many places in the world, there's not that many people who do it, so the doctors don't have that much experience. So we're bringing over, next week, we'll be arriving Dr. John Currington, who has done 20,000 procedures in Florida, in the United States, in California. And he's coming here to provide services and to train and work with several doctors here so that we leave behind better prepared doctors for those men who are ready to make that choice.
All right. I'll be asking the question, what's the incidence of men taking up vasectomy in the United States? I know it's a huge country, and to begin to look at those numbers might actually take us a little bit out of context, but just help me put it into context for us.
Well, in the United States, probably around 8 or 10% of couples choose a vasectomy as their final choice. When you know you don't want more children. That's the important thing. A vasectomy is a permanent form of family planning. It works incredibly well. It's the most effective. It's the least invasive. It's not painful. Within 3 days you could be back making love with your partner, but within 3 months you'll never have to worry about pregnancy again. So it's very effective. In the United States, I'd say they say about around 500 to 600,000 men every year who get a procedure. In Canada, the percentage goes up to 22%. In fact, in Canada, a vasectomy is the most common form of family planning chosen by couples in their 30s.
All right, there's something in 2013 that saw prolific vasectomist, Dr. Douglas Stein. He was scheduled to perform vasectomies in front of an audience at the Royal Institute of Australia to launch the inaugural World Vasectomy Day. Tell me about the first live-streamed vasectomy. Why would it be live-streamed?
You know, we wanted to show people, we chose to do it live-streamed, and we did it in a public venue. It was private. We weren't seeing anybody's body parts or anything. It was just to show how simple it was. Because a vasectomy can be done, a man walks in, he gets the procedure, 15 minutes later he's walking out on his own. He hasn't been put to sleep, there's no general anesthesia. If a woman gets a tubal ligation, it's much more invasive. It's more painful, takes longer to recover. So we wanted to show in the public so that men could see how simple it is. And that's what we did. We try to educate men so that they understand what's advanced. There's a lot of misconceptions about vasectomy. A lot of men think it's castration. It has nothing to do with castration. It's nothing to do, your sex life, your ability to enjoy or receive or give pleasure won't change at all. You just have to, you'll be able to do everything normal, you just won't make any more children. And if you know your family is complete, then that's a good choice.
All right, you speak about fears among some men that it is castration and something they might look at a little negatively. But I want you to share with us stories that you have interfaced at a more personal level with African men. With regard to vasectomy, the fear that they might not be able to ever be able to make a woman pregnant. How do you address those psychological aspects?
Well, for one, you should only get a vasectomy if you know you don't want more children. You know, there are a lot of men who we have more children than we. It's very expensive to raise children. Let's just be honest.
Very.
And one of the most satisfying things in life is being able to provide we all want our children to have a better life.
Better life
than ourselves. We want to be able to provide. As a father, we want our children to do better than us even. Otherwise, what good are we if we didn't provide better? If our children are hungry or not going to a good school, I don't think we feel good. So I don't think it's the quantity of children you have. I think it's the quality of life you can provide them. So for men who want to provide that higher quality life, who are less worried about how many babies they make, but how well they provide for the babies they have, then the vasectomy is a great choice. Again, only when you know for sure you don't want more children. Now, if you've got more children and you wake up every morning thinking, how am I going to pay the school bill? How can I feed them? Now children want phones. There's so many costs to raising kids now that didn't exist 30, 40, 50 years ago. But the reality is the reality. So a vasectomy is a way for a man to rise up, to be responsible to his family, to show the love that he has, and to really take care of the people that he loves the most, which is his family.
Okay. At what point or to what extent is the woman's decision important?
Well, if you're in a married relationship, you should really confer with your wife. I think family planning is family planning. That means the husband and the wife deciding together what they think is best for their family. You know, good communication with your partner matters in every aspect of your life. How you spend the money, how you raise your children, and also how many children you decide to have. I wouldn't make it just a woman's responsibility, because it's going to be your responsibility to raise that child. So you should be part of that decision. And like I said, when you know you're sure, we all reach a point. In fact, many of us reach a point. I had a vasectomy myself, and I had 2 children, and me and my wife were discussing, and then we ended up with a 3rd child. We only wanted 2. Originally, we ended up with 3 because we waited so long, and then I was like, I don't want a 4th child because I want all my children to go to college, because in today's world, you need to go to a university if you want your child to be fully successful.
All right. When I see the Royal Institution of Australia, and this is a very prestigious council, and that means there's a lot of work that is going on. Tell me about your works, not only in Uganda, but across. Is it something you're looking at across Africa?
Yeah, we are actually, every year we choose a different country as headquarters for World Vasectomy Day, and during the day itself, during the day we connect to doctors and men. We're now over 1,000 doctors in 40 plus countries, and we stop in all over the world, different time zones, to have different conversations with doctors. And this year's headquarters is actually in Zambia. So we're going to be in Africa. We've had great success in Africa. We've been in Kenya in 2016. In 2018, we were in Rwanda. And every place we go, it's not for every man. But in every country we go, there are men for whom the value of caring for your child is the most important thing. And when you find men like that, and they discover there's a procedure that's going to take them 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then they never have to get that phone call again. They never have to worry about, the phone call we all have had, the one where it goes, and you go, oops, ooh, and you go, oh no, my life has just changed, and now I didn't even think about it, and now I have another child, all the bills that come with that and all the stress. And it makes life difficult. We have enough stress already. And you know what? Men aren't taking enough care of their own health needs. And this is a way to take care of something so personal and so powerful, and has zero impact on the things that matter most to men, which are ability to get pleasure from participating with our partner.
All right, that's a very interesting one. I'm looking forward to ensuring that some of the men in Uganda come on board, especially given the fact that there are those that have as many as 10.
I wanted to just say one thing.
Next
week, Dr. John Currington, he's from Florida. He's one of the most experienced and most passionate doctors in our group. There are 1,000 of them. He's coming to Uganda.
All right.
And he'll be here providing these vasectomies. So if any man out there is even thinking about it, this is a good week to come.
All right.
Because it's going to be at Mary Stopes clinic here in Kampala, and it's a chance really for you to have a very, very positive experience with the best doctor in the world.
All right. Jonathan Stark, co-founder of the World Vasectomy Day, many thanks for sharing your perspective, but most importantly, leaving us knowledgeable about exactly how to go about it and not to be overly fearful of everything vasectomy. So if you're out there and you think 3 are enough, please go and put a stop to any other ability to get a child. Morning at NTV does continue. The Kickstarter is up next.